whole bottom looks like it's missing, right? Okay, so that's
Indeed.
just a random picture of the ship. Yeah, so some glober could cherry pick this and say, look, it's behind the curvature of the Earth. Yeah? No, this is a known effect, right, called sinking. Okay, it usually happens during the night or early in the morning when the water temperature is still much warmer than the ambient air temperature above it. Okay, and it causes the light to bend upward because light will deviate towards the cooler air because it's more dense, and it can cause things in the distance to look like they're sinking. Okay, it's like a
Yeah.
form of an inferior mirage. Now, what this guy does is he actually stays in the same location, and as the temperature warms up, okay, it exceeds the temperature of the water. Okay, so this sinking effect starts to go away as the day goes on. So over the next 3 hours, he keeps zooming in from the same location on the same boat, which is anchored. And then 3 hours later, we can see the entire boat again. So I'll post
Did you
the
do this
video.
yourself? And if not, how do you not know that this
Yeah,
is
yeah.
faked?
No, it's not faked, right? So because
Well,
now
how
we're
do you know?
gonna now. Okay, so there's tons of examples of this, right? And it's a well-known effect that happens. And also, there's a video that goes along with it. So how do
Yeah,
you
but
think?
there's
Do you
so the
think
reason I
this
say
this?
this.
Do you think the video is CGI?
Yeah,
Is
yes.
that your
So the reason
rebuttal?
I say I am being facetious, but the reason I say this is because I can use your same logic against you. And if you show me a video or picture, I can say what the flat earthers say. Well, it's fake. It's CGI. Do you see how it's like
No, no.
we reach an impasse here?
When did someone present a long distance observation that we said was CGI? Name one.
Um, well, not in this current conversation, but I can send pictures that you have to admit is CGI, otherwise it debunks the flat Earth model.
Is it a long distance observation?
It is indeed.
Okay, go.
If
Yeah,
you
it
wouldn't
is.
Okay,
mind,
hold on a sec.
put
Hold on
that
a
picture
second.
in the
No, because
chat.
I'm not finished my point yet. But I'm going to hold you to this because that's absolute nonsense, right? No flat earthers claim that any long distance observations done in an like analogous to the ones that we're talking about, like from the Earth, right, looking out over large bodies of water and whatnot. A CGI. No one's claiming that. That's ridiculous. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to post some citations from subject matter experts.
From
Richard Glover.
flatearth.com.
No, .edu, all .edu, Oxford, like physics books,
Oh,
you know.
Jesus.
Yeah, so let's go over them, right? Because you don't have any idea when it comes to atmospheric refraction, right? Globers don't do any research. They just learn how to make the noise with their mouth, refraction,
Just
and
that
they think
term.
that fixes the observation.
Yeah, right, got it. Can you
Yeah.
do me the due
So
diligence of putting that picture I sent you in the chat, please?
no, not yet because I'm not finished, right? So because you're gonna have to throw like the mainstream science under the bus right now. Okay, so do
So
you agree? You agree? You know what sinking is? You know what inferior mirage is?
I'm aware of inferior mirage, yeah.
Yeah, so sinking's a form of inferior mirage when you don't have enough of a temperature gradient change to
Yeah.
cause the full-blown
Right,
inferior
got you.
mirage with the total internal
So
reflection.
so
Okay.
let me interject here, please, because it was a
Yeah,
brief
yeah.
monologue. So
Yeah, you can
my
just listen to this, bro. Like I'm gonna read
I
out
mean
the
I can, but
citations now. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
all right,
Doesn't
cool.
matter. Okay, so
You're
Andrew
quite
Thomas Young.
scatterbrained, I'll call it. Sorry to interrupt you, DJ.
Yeah.
But just
Andrew
take
Thomas.
a moment and listen to what DJ is trying to explain.
Although I've been doing that for the past
Listen,
5 minutes.
No,
listen
you've
to
been wanting to
Andrew.
talk.
Got TikTok brain, man. Go on.
Yeah, listen to this. Is not me talking, right? This is Andrew Thomas Young's words. I'm just reading them out. Okay, so optics of the atmosphere, reports on progress in physics. Okay, so atmospheric refraction can bend light rays in
Sorry,
such that
who's Andrew Thomas Young?
you can look him up. He's like a leading subject matter expert. He's got his own .edu website. Okay,
Right.
he's like one of the experts that writes books on refraction and miraging and that kind of thing. He's known as like the leading expert on refraction and that kind of thing. You can look him up. Anyway, so basically, I'll just be quick, right? So atmospheric refraction can bend light rays such that distant objects are displaced vertically, causing parts of these objects to drop below the apparent horizon or become partially obstructed, even though the line of sight is geometrically unobstructed. Okay, and then it goes on to explain how it happens. Right, there's another citation under it, and look, just the last one I'm going to read, right? It's from Oxford. Okay, what is sinking? Okay, a refraction effect in which an object normally visible on the geographical horizon apparently sinks beneath it. Okay, so if you guys want to show an observation that perfectly matches sinking, the definition of sinking, the mainstream definition, and you haven't accounted for that, right? Then that we can dismiss that observation as being the cause of it being Earth curvature. Because you haven't accounted for the variables like and also ocean source. All right, now I'm going to check your.
Yeah, so this is why I asked you to put the picture that I sent you in the chat, because I think this is
twisting
difficult.
torso. Well, never heard this one before.
Say what? Twisting what?
Twisting torso, turning torso.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
It's the name of the building in your observation.
Right. So I'll put it in the chat for everyone to observe.
So what makes that? Really? This is what took you 20 minutes to fucking post?
Did it? Did it take me 20 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah, the photo's taken from the north looking to the south, and so the sun reflecting off the water is distorting the image.
No, but why the further you get away from it, does the building appear to descend?
It's called diffraction.
That doesn't explain it. You just saying
it does
the
explain
words
it when you understand physics.
Can someone post him the windmills being stretched and distorted?
Yeah, I mean, windmills are an interesting one because the whole southern hemisphere doesn't actually make any sense on a flat Earth model. And I know you don't. You say you don't have a model.
Hold on, keep your fucking scatterbrain yourself, man. One thing at a time.
This guy, man.
You're jumping all over there. You're going to go at southern hemispheres, blah blah blah. Let's just go through your shitty observation here. Explain to you how you're not understanding what you're looking at.
The David Weiss app doesn't mean that you know more than what physicists.
What are you talking about, man? We're the guys that attempted to invite David Weiss in so we could school him on fucking how to do his presentations better.
What do you think about the final experiment?
We're not talking about that.
Not an experiment. Debunked, Jared.
Do you think it was rigged?
Debunked. No, I don't think it was. What do you mean by rigged? What
do you think it was fake?
Was what fake?
The final experiment.
Like, no.
You do know we already established the Earth was flat like long before that came into existence, right?
No. See, so usually flat earthers.
No. They went away with their own like straw man model of what they think the flat Earth is.
Flat earthers say
to debunk that, so
that there shouldn't be a 24-hour sun in Antarctica. Lo and behold, there was. So you have to just say that it was CGI or bollocks.
Based on what?
Yeah, so the heliocentric model will predict that there's a 24-hour sun in Antarctica. Of course there was, because the Earth's not a pancake.
But we've already established the surface doesn't curve. You get that?
No, but
like that was an objective fact of reality when they were setting up to go and do the final experiment, thinking something in the sky may save the globe when it's already been empirically destroyed. So
just entertain me.
Whatever the sun is or isn't doing, whatever the validity of that experiment may or may not be.
Can you at least try
doing it over a flat surface? Sorry to report that to you.
At least try.
Try what?
Try and explain why there wasn't a 24-hour sun.
I don't have to. This is not 24-hour sun server. Flat Earth. The ground measures flat.
No, yeah, sorry, that's what I meant. How there was a 24-hour sun. The flat Earth model predicts that the 24-hour sun is impossible.
No, it doesn't, dude. Right, there was some dumbass flat earthers trying to claim that the AE map globe projection, right, was the map of the flat Earth,
So
and
what
then
model do you go by?
we don't have a model, dude. We don't claim to know the shape of the Earth, right? But you've got a model that we debunked easily every single
DJ,
observation.
here's the issue.
No, bro. Here's the
you
issue. Here's the issue, right? You try to straw man us with a model, okay, that we don't claim, and then you laugh because we don't claim it. We're not even claiming to know the shape of the Earth. Now, you guys claim to have a model that falls apart, right, at stage 1, curvature, right? You don't have a model that matches reality, right? And you think a model, you don't even know what a model is, most likely. You think a model is like a mini version of an object, most likely. Okay, we're not claiming an object. What do you think a model is then? You're talking about a scientific model? Define what you mean by model.
Yeah, I'm not talking about a fucking miniature globe, am I? I'm talking about something that has predictive power in determining what will happen, and it correlates with what we observe.
You guys always parrot that phrase, predictive power, but you never demonstrate any predictive power from your own model.
Well, it's
what does it predict? What does it predict?
You'll go to eclipses, you'll claim, oh, we've got the predictive power for eclipses, and then we'll show you, no, you actually don't.
If I'm right,
bro, I don't.
This will happen on this date, this lunar eclipse or solar eclipse or some shit.
Right, so if your model is accurate, the surface should be curving at a specific rate. We go out, we measure, we don't find that curvature.
Well, we do, because everything, the physics follows that the higher we rise, the more the horizon
You don't even know how to begin to attempt to prove that you may have surface curvature or not. Look at the observations
I'll
you're
put
posting.
another picture. DJ, if you do me the honors of putting this picture in the chat.
Yeah, hold on. After you back up your claim, right? You can't just claim stack. That's what you keep doing. You keep shifting the goalpost and just changing the topic from one thing to another as you keep getting owned on the previous thing that you brought up. Okay, now you said that you have a model that makes predictions. Okay, what predictions does your model make?
Well, as I said, things like lunar eclipses, solar eclipses.
No. Those would be postdictions. Okay, and that would have been flat. That's based off the Saros cycle, which was invented by flat earthers. Okay, so what's next? What else have you got? That's a F, big L on that one. So what's next? What else can you predict? Predict, not postdict, right? Not something that happens in cycles. That's been happening for all known history, right? And we know that it's going to happen on this particular time.
Yeah, so if you're depending on what hemisphere you're in, you can predict what these celestial bodies will appear to rotate as.
How are you predicting that? It's been recorded since before anyone thought the Earth were a globe. Hasn't changed since then.
It's like, so he just explained the Saros cycle to you. You think they paid enough attention to discover the cyclical nature of eclipses, but they just ignored all the stars and the constellations while they were at it. Didn't track any of that.
Eclipses.
Yo, hey, Talis of Miletus, who predicted an eclipse, was he a flat earther or a globe earther?
I don't know who that is.
He's the guy that first predicted the eclipse.
Well, it depends when it was. I mean, all people were flat earthers at one point.
Okay, well then, if he was a flat earther and he predicted the eclipse, how'd he do it?
Whimsical luck, I guess.
Whimsical luck. Wow, dude.
If I'm to give you the honest answer, fuck should I know? I don't study this shit. And
yeah. You know what else you don't know? You don't know how they predict eclipses now.
That's true.
You don't know either.
That's true.
Exactly. So then how in the world are you trying to use it as evidence that you know anything?
I'm taking a scattergun approach, just saying why I believe that the Earth's probably a globe.
Well, let's do predictions. So if the Earth was a ball and the moon was a ball, and the one ball was casting a shadow on the other ball, that would result in a complex curve, which would be evidence with a sinusoid pattern, which is exactly how it looks if you take an actual ball and try to cast a shadow on an actual ball. So since you never see a sinusoid on the moon, it's not the Earth's shadow and of anything being a globe. Doesn't matter.
Is it like raw or what's it like?
It doesn't matter, dude. You made the affirmative case that has predictive power and that these things are the shadows of one object and the other. It doesn't match actual modeling, so it's false.
If you say it's not, then shouldn't you at least try and?
No. I don't care. Okay, you could think that I should or shouldn't appeal to my motives is irrelevant. Your claim. No, I don't need to make a system. This is the problem with you.
It's like consistent.
No, I don't need to be consistent, dude. What do you the heck? No, bro. See, in your interpretation, you think the name consistent means, or the word consistent means that if I debunk your claim, that I have to have some other claim. That's not true.
I'd say it would help to, for example, if you say that evolution isn't true, it would help for you to present a worldview in which what could replace evolution. For example, even if you say God did it, I can at least be sympathetic to that view because at least you're trying, as wrong as you may be. If you say that,
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, dude. If you have an idea about how something happened and somebody debunks your idea on its face, they don't need any counter story. Your idea is debunked. Okay, you may not. Yeah, listen. You can reject someone debunking your claim by simply saying, "Well, you don't have a different view about what's causing it, and that means you didn't debunk mine." That would be illogical and retarded.
Okay, so just to entertain the conversation, what would you speculate that it is?
What is?
That is causing a lunar eclipse.
Who knows, dude? But describe a lunar eclipse to me.
Well, it's basically when the Earth gets in the way of the.
Oh no!
Sun and the moon.
No,
they line up.
Not give me a story about what you don't see. Describe what you actually see when you see a lunar eclipse. Describe what you actually see.
Well, it just looks like a body is passing over the moon.
No, dude, you're doing more inferences. Try your hardest to actually reduce it to the actual observation, if you can, sir.
I can't deduce it.
Well, let me help you out. Let me help you out.
It's passing over the moon.
No, it doesn't, dude.
All right, what does it look like then? Please enlighten me.
Okay, it looks like the moon, right, is bright in some parts and dark in other parts. That's what it looks like. And then the darkness appears to move across the face, and there's more darkness and less brightness. That's what you actually see. All the rest of the stuff you said was pure inferences and imaginations. You never saw any of that.
It's empirical observation. No, I can guarantee you I did. Else, what was that?
Okay, so your claim then is you saw a body in between, and you saw it moving. No, you didn't, sir. And if you say you did, we all know you're lying.
So, I saw something pass over the moon. It seemed like a body.
No, you didn't, dude. No, you didn't.
You can keep saying that, but you're not actually saying anything of.
No, we all know you didn't. So here's the thing, brother. In the arts, we practice this thing with the children. It's called draw what you see, not what you know. Okay, if you're going to draw a moon that looks like an eclipse, okay, what you're going to draw is you're going to draw a circle, and then you're going to color a portion of the moon in white, or whatever color you think the moon is, gray, whatever, and then you're going to darken the other portion. That's how you represent what's occurring. Nowhere in there do you have to draw another body, because it's not in the information present.
Okay. So if it's not another body that's obstructed, then
what?
If it's not a body that is obstructing the moon, then what is it, in your humble opinion?
Okay, let me help you out, friend. I'm going to tell you this answer, and this is the answer, and it is the true and genuine answer, and it has no bearing on the fact that I previously debunked your answer. So here's the answer. 3 simple words. I know it's hard for you to comprehend these words. It's called I don't know.
I appreciate that answer. Now apply that.
Now, since I said I don't know, hold on, friend, be honest here. Since I said I don't know, does me not knowing have any bearing on the fact that when you actually model a sphere casting a shadow on another sphere, it gives you a sinusoid shadow, and you never see that type of shadow or form on the moon, and therefore it can't possibly be a sphere casting a shadow on another sphere?
Yes. So that answer you gave me it gave me a bit of hope. That was a stroke of sentience that I detected there that you don't know. Now, could it be possible that maybe you just don't know as much as you think you did, and you're the physical embodiment of
Hey, how about you answer my question about the fact that a curve casting a shadow on another curve results in a complex curve. We don't see a complex curve on the moon, therefore
What's
it's not a shadow
curve?
in that manner. Oh, like a sinusoid, an S, a wave, instead of just a singular continuous arc?
Can you give me some evidence for that, please?
Sure. I'll also give you a demonstration that you can do. You take a ball and you take a light and then you cast a shadow on another ball and then you see what happens with your own two eyeballs in your head.
If I can share my screen, I'll do it live. And then if it works, I'll admit that I'm a flat earther. I've got a globe right now.
No, wrong,
Allow
sir.
me to share my screen. And
you will not admit you're a flat earther because we will not allow you to be retarded. We will tell you that what's occurring on the moon doesn't determine the shape of the earth. So we will not accept your conclusion that you're a flat earther because the shadow on the moon is not the shadow you thought it was.
Would you believe me if I said I was once a flat earther?
Not for those reasons.
No, but I genuinely not taking the piss. I once was as retarded as these people. I actually thought the earth was flat.
What?
Listen,
dude. Stop. Listen, hey, dude. Stop gaslighting yourself, okay?
I do. I'm not lying. I'll prove it. I'll actually prove it.
Well, what you might present is that you accepted the Earth is flat as a proposition for stupid reasons. That might be what you present. And then because your stupid reasons were contradicted, then you said, "Oh, I might as well just, get on my knees and take NASA in the face."
Yours. All right, I'll give you my reasons. The biggest one for me was the gas pressure argument. They said that.
Okay, fair enough. That's irrelevant to the shape of the Earth. Move on. That's irrelevant to the shape of the Earth. Move on.
I'm giving you my reason as to why I thought it could be flat. Is because they said that gas pressure can't exist next to a vacuum, and I thought about it intuitively, and I thought, you know what? I think they might be fucking on something. How can it possibly exist adjacent next to a vacuum? But then I guess I just stopped smoking copious amounts of drugs, and I came to my senses.
Okay, so you actually didn't think about it. You actually didn't think about it at all, and you gave no conclusion as to why it was certain that gas pressure requires a container, or that you reasoned yourself out of that position. You just said, "I stopped taking drugs and I changed my position." So that makes no sense.
I can explain it.
No, I don't care. I'll accept that you changed your mind on that because that wouldn't tell you whether the Earth is flat or not. So get to the part where you had a piece of evidence that convinced you the Earth was flat.
So that was one. The other was long distance observations. I thought things like the Chicago skyline was, given the maths, that's 6 inches per mile squared or some shit, 9 inches per mile.
Yeah, you got the evidence. You got the evidence that you were ever actually in this position, and you're not just retroactively creating a story to give yourself a sympathetic leg up in the conversation.
So frankly, why would I sabotage my reputation by admitting that I was a flat earther? I'm just saying this purely just for conversation.
For sympathetic argumentation, dude. Duh.
So if I can share my screen, I'll show you the books. I've got 100 proofs that the Earth's not a globe.
Yeah, you're not sharing your screen, man.
But mate, well, if you want proof, I can give you proof.
Nobody fucking cares, man. You're just deflecting with a stupid fucking tangent to get away from all the points AI is making to you.
Yeah,
you don't actually ever answer anything. You don't address nothing, man.
All right, and present the question.
Oh, by the way, alcohol, bro. I did your art homework for you, and I'm going to give you the answers because, I realized you weren't a very good art student, and I didn't have time to take you through 3 years of art. So I just did your drawing for you. and I'll post it here shortly after you tell me your third reason why you were a flat earther.
What type of art do you do? Oh, sorry, yeah, I'm not trying to tangent. The third reason, gravity was, again, this is why I say I was a manifestation of the Dunning-Kruger effect. I didn't know anything, so I thought this was simple. I thought, well, it must be flat. Because I didn't understand it, it seemed easy to me, and then I realized that it's all bollocks, and it's a lot more complex than I can possibly fathom.
Amazing.
All right, wait, one more time. Repeat that third one for a second.
Gravity.
Oh, gravity. What about it? What?
This guy should be banned for being a liar. Why?
No, just like, what about gravity? You all I heard was you just said the word. You didn't explain anything about it. Like, why is it relevant?
Yeah, so basically I just thought, why does like the three body problem?
You were a flat earther. Someone came along and said gravity to you again. You became a glober again.
No, I'm saying,
Is that what you're explaining here?
if you tuned your ears in, you'd know what I'm saying. I'm saying gravity was, my lack of understanding in gravity was one of the reasons I thought it was flat. I thought the whole
perfect, right? So you have a more advanced understanding of gravity now. Can you go through it with us?
When I envisioned the heliocentric model of all these fucking
marbles, can you describe your misunderstanding of it first,
brother,
actually, and
please
then
let me get a sentence
give
out.
us the updated
This
one?
will go a lot smoother if you just let me get a sentence out.
No,
I imagine the heliocentric model of all these fucking tennis balls spinning around each other, and I thought the shit makes zero sense. How they don't interact with each other or collide, or so again, my understanding of gravity was one of the reasons.
I'm sorry, bro. You are a fucking larp, aren't you?
I'm just giving you my honest fucking.
Well, then I agree. You shouldn't have become a flat earther in the first place.
You got off the drugs, by the way. You shouldn't get on them more.
Well, that's a whole different conversation.
Because do you know that someone that thinks that
gravity is because you were thinking about tennis balls.
One sec. Someone who thinks that they live on a ball can have that misconception as well, bro. They can have that lack of knowledge about the supposed dynamics of a solar system, of planets orbiting around the sun.
Sorry, I've just
so you should not have become a flat earther. If that was your basis for becoming a flat earther, you shouldn't have.
Yeah, no, I just realized what it was about gravity that didn't make sense to me. It was,
what was it?
I was thinking if gravity is that strong to hold all of the oceans to the earth, how can like birds and butterflies and shit fly? Like, shouldn't they be like magnetized to the earth? Again, I don't know if I.
Hey, dude. Hey, alcoholic. What you just demonstrated is why we're so scrutinous of each other in our forums. We don't let these retarded flat Earth arguments that supposedly have anything to do with the Earth being flat fly in our forums, bro. We scrutinize them to the umpteenth degree. That's fair, bro. Listen. I agree with you that that might blow smoke up your dress, and for a fleeting second you thought you were something other than what you were versus a glober versus flat. Okay, we understand that, but those are stupid arguments. Okay.
Of course they are. That's why I'm not a flat earther anymore.
No, dude. None of those arguments, except maybe the long distance observations, has anything to do with the Earth being flat. It should have never made you a flat earther, nor should it have made you not a flat earther.
Of course it does. So flat earthers don't believe in gravity.
Can I tell you what made me a flat
God, dude, you're dumb, dude.
Can I tell you what made me a flat
real quick, ObviousItBe, before you go on, I just want to point out to the audience, what he just said there is very telling. He didn't say what made me accept that the Earth is flat. He said a flat earther. This is what flat earthers say. So he was just associating with things a group says. All right, go ahead.
I'm saying what I believed, but yeah, go on.
Yeah, so precisely what made me realize the Earth was flat was that there is no curvature in reality. Therefore, we can't be on a ball.
What about the pictures from satellites and stuff?
Who gives a shit? Go out in reality, doesn't verify as what's in the image.
So it's up to you to disprove these pictures.
No, sorry, who gives a shit? Go out into reality, you can't find curvature. Doesn't line up with what's in the image. The image is bullshit.
You're essentially saying, but what about this thing on TV, bro? And he's telling you about reality, going outside into directly experiencing physical reality, and you're saying, yeah, but the TV screen, bro.
Well, who gives a fuck?
Not necessarily. It's I think if you're going to say it's CGI, I think it's the burden of proof is on you to explain why it's CGI.
I'm not saying it's CGI. I'll give you it. I'll say, okay, this may be true. All right, let's go verify it. The image presents a spherical Earth, meaning there's curving surface, right, at a certain rate. We go and test for that. We don't find it in reality. So you make of the image what you will after that fact, right? And if you still want to assert it's real, then you might need to go in for like some tests. But that's to do with you.
Yeah, so my understanding is certain buildings have to take into account the curvature of the Earth.
Can you address what was
That's incorrect, but find some supporting evidence for that baseless claim.
Yeah, it's baseless. I will try and find some evidence. Give me a sec.
Hey, make sure you find the article that I've already critiqued 100 times about the Verrazano Narrows Bridge, in which the guy doing the article specifically states that the variance was never actually measured in practical reality and they only applied a model. Yeah, make sure you find that article, bro.
I'm sure he will.
I don't care.
Alcoholic, you got a bad habit. Somebody asking you a direct question and then you deflect to something else. It's like you're your own ex-girlfriend.
You supposing I ever have touched a woman to begin with?
Well, to be fair, a lot of women have boyfriends who think they're boyfriends, but they're just using them, to take them to meet Chad. Can I get a ride?
Is it like your wife's boyfriend?
So yeah, alcoholic, in everything you said about your time as a flat earther, you never once mentioned the ground. That's pretty fucking stupid, wouldn't you admit?
Right, obvious. See your profile picture. What that is.
We're not talking about my profile picture.
No, but just hear me out. Hear me out, please.
No. Don't you think it's fucking stupid?
All right, go on.
That the very thing in contention was never even mentioned in your list of reasons why you were.
Well, he came close. He said long distance observations.
AI, please.
No, he said no. I'm correcting him. He said no long distance observations. But he never.
Yeah, that was one of my.
He never substantively parsed that out.
All right, so hear me out.
Well, I missed that part when you said that, so I retract what.
Yeah, because you've got selective hearing. You.
No, just missed it. Right. I might have just turned my attention for a second. Very important. Listening to everyone else. Gas pressure argument and then fucking tennis ball gravity.
I don't care.
Yeah, it wouldn't be such a big deal if you actually were a flat earther for them reasons. And you can tell us the reasons, and we say, yeah,
what reason do I have to lie about
their weak argument? No, I'm not saying you're lying. I'm just saying if you would go about it a bit more respectfully, right? And you don't have to interject with things like I used to be just as retarded as these people.
Am I being disingenuous? Did I say
we would just, as AI told you, said, oh, all right, yeah, you fell for some pretty weak arguments,
That's true, yeah. Hence why I came out.
Would you like us to tell you proper arguments that the Globers can't refute?
I'd love for you to explain your most convincing arguments as to why you think it's flat.
That's what I'm saying. If you would just come into this engagement like that, we'd be more than happy to.
Do you want me to hold your hand or something?
And yeah, you did turn it into I used to be A like you guys with a bunch of pejorative connotations attached to it. That is what you did, my friend. And we all heard it with our own ears. But nice try.
Yeah, and we're explicitly not like you. We didn't fall for some dumb ideas and Dunning-Krugered our way into a belief in a flat Earth and then jumped out of it into a belief in a globe again with no evidence.
Yeah, cool. So what is your best evidence that it's flat? And
Ground is measured flat.
Can you back that up with a source?
Yeah, a bunch of laser measurements.
Let's see it. Let's see it. Because respectfully, I'm not just going to believe what you say. I'm not going to.
Yeah, I'm not asking you to believe me. What I'm asking you to do is go out and check the ground for yourself. That's how we got all these laser measurements.
Well, can I see it? Can I see an example of it?
Yeah, I'm looking for stuff to drop for you in the chat.
Don't worry, alcoholic. While he's getting that, I told you I'd help you out. If you go scroll up to my last post there where I tagged you, I did your artwork for you, and I posted what the flat Earth horizon would look like if the Earth was flat.
Where's this?
Where you have the sky, you have the water. This is it's in the chat, dude. You're pink.
That blurry ass fucking.
Yeah, dude. You said if it goes out, it's going to be blurry. There's going to be like a blurriness between the water and the sky. And so, like, I drew it for you because you were having trouble. So I just was helping you out.
More blurry than that.
Dude, that's really blurry, bro.
Essentially, what I mean is like a fade from blue to.
Hold on. Okay, dude. Let me help you out. I'll do it. I'll even make it even more blurry, okay? Good grief, dude. Give me a second.
Let's just reduce
hold on.
singular pixel.
I know, yeah, just 1 pixel. A gradient of 1 pixel. 1 pixel gradient. All right, hold on, bro. I'm going to help you out. All right, now, okay. Now, you better accept this one, dude, or I'm failing you for my art class. All right, here it is. I'm not going to ping anybody. I'm just going to post it.
David
all right?
Weiss video, man.
Jeez. All right, look at that, dude. That's the horizon on a flat Earth home.
I'll accept that.
All blurry, all really blurry. Okay, is that blurry enough for you?
It's close, but yeah, I'll accept it. I'll let you off.
You will? Okay, great. Now let me show you where I took that photo. Everybody, look in the chat. Everybody see what I did there? You got played, fool.
Oh, you little minx.
So yeah, so what you showed us there was a building disappearing off into the offing and into the angular reduction limits and a blurry horizon, just like you said would happen if the Earth was flat. There you go, the Earth's flat.
Oh, what's your explanation as to why the building is disappearing bottom up?
I just told you.
Well, that's not an explanation, is it? You can do better than that, surely.
Yeah, well, here, step 1. People are mistakenly think that we see an ideal perspective. We don't. Ideal perspective is an artist technique. It only exists with perfect lines and rays. And in reality, light interferes with itself.
By the way, I'm really intrigued.
Let me see. Maybe I will. All right. However, okay, I got an artwork that I'll post here shortly, which is exactly analogous to what we're talking about.
No,
but the moral of the story here is that we don't see in perfectly linear perspective because light is actually physically present in the world and it doesn't exist as an ideal space. So light can actually interfere with itself. The available angles that you have in your angular field of view are limited. The available resolving power of your sensor is limited. The light interferes on the sensor. It also interferes when it passes the aperture, which is the hole, which is where the Rayleigh criterion comes from, which is what determines your angular resolution maximum capacity. You then have other effects, obviously, here, like the atmosphere, all kinds of compounding effects. It's not just one thing. But angular resolution loss alone is sufficient to make the bottom of something disappear once it reaches the critical angle.
Meanwhile, in order to reify the globe into existence, you must ignore all of that and just point and say, "Oh, it's a globe."
Well, I didn't do that, did I? Again.
Oh, yes, you did.
Yeah. Oh, right, I did. Yeah, cool. The analogy I gave of if you're standing above a table and you move a coin further and further away, that coin will never descend below your eye level. It's physically impossible. There's no law of perspective that will allow that to happen. Case closed.
Dude, what I just tell you? You completely glossed over the fact that ideal perspective laws don't apply to reality.
So what do they apply to?
Just like there's no platonic shapes in reality. You didn't know that ideals don't exist in tangible, three-dimensional, free space reality? You aren't aware of that? What, do we need to go back to school or something?
You're just saying a load of words that just think.
Oh yeah, I'm saying a lot of words. Are they too big words? You want me to do them again in Play-Doh?
Yeah, he needs to go back to school.
Interpretive dance.
Yeah, if you can.
Here's another. I got another artwork for you, bro. Here you go. There you go. I gave myself an A+ since I'm a fully accredited art educator. There you go, A+.
No, right, that's good. I can work with that. Right, so from that perspective, the yellow dot, if you've got an object that's moving away, further and further away, it will never appear to descend below your eye level if the Earth's flat. It's just it's a fundamental fact. It's how.
It's very easy to show you. If you stand underneath a light pole, will that light pole ever appear to descend down below your eye level?
That's a really good question. I'm glad you brought that up because it highlights your abject spasticity. So it will appear. Oh, hear me out. Yeah, let me.
All right, go ahead.
So the lamppost will appear to descend. Now.
Oh, it will.
Oh, Drace, please calm yourself.
I thought you said it wouldn't.
Oh my god! Fucking tune your ears, son. I'm not saying.
You don't even know, Drace. You don't even know how hard he screwed himself, but I'm going to let him do it.
Right,
go ahead.
Please. This will go a lot smoother. Just let me get a sense of. I'm not denying that things appear to descend due to perspective. What they don't do is descend below your eye level. So see the picture that guy put in the chat. What these lampposts will never do.
Yeah. Do you see the lampposts beyond the limit of his vision?
What they will never appear to do is.
No, you do not see them. So they're below what you think is your eye level. You think it's actually below your physical location, but it's actually just optically appearing that way.
It's always above. This is so intuitive that it actually hurts.
No, you're ignoring optics and how things perceive to your eyes, and claiming they're physically they're dropping below your eye level.
You're offending your own intelligence.
Yeah, listen, I understand what you're saying, brother, and what Drace has said is good. But here's the problem.
No, it's offensive.
What you basically just said is that it is impossible for an object to not be projectively geometrically located in your field of view where its ideal geometry would have it located. Whether you realize it or not, what you just said is that it's impossible for something that is below the curve of the Earth from your vantage point to ever be seen. Are you sure you want to accept that consequences?
I do.
Okay, great. So everyone heard him say that if something is below the curve of the Earth, it can never be seen. We all heard him say it. Now we all know. Hold on, my bro. We all know. We all know. Hey, dude, don't interrupt me to address things in the chat. Okay, super annoying. Type in the chat if you want to address the person in the chat. Now we all know. If he's claiming that you can never see something once it's gone behind the curve of the Earth, we could show him hundreds upon hundreds of images of things that should never be seen. And that would debunk his claim that the Earth is a globe. So he said he's willing to accept those consequences. Too bad, so sad. You sure you want to accept or you want to retract? The answer is you want to retract, and I'm going to do it for you as the judge because you're clearly incompetent to represent yourself. So, what must be going on if what we see doesn't match ideal geometry? Let me spell it out for you, friend. Ideal geometry doesn't exist.
Man, calm the fuck
Does that
down.
help? Thank you, sir. I'll take my Xanax. Now that we all have made it clear that ideal geometry doesn't exist, can we talk about reality? Okay, your rebuttal requires imposing artist perspective laws onto reality and ideal geometry onto reality. Since we know those two don't actually apply to reality, you have literally no point, sir. So take a minute, go to the back of the class, use a piece of scratch paper, come up with a better idea. If you need a para, I'll send one to the back of the room for you. Yeah, what's Fraunhofer versus Fresnel diffraction? What's near field versus far field? What's depth of field versus angle of focus? What's the Rayleigh criterion? What's the largest waveform of color? You know, actual real physics? What's total internal reflection versus specular or diffuse reflection? What's refraction versus Fermat's principle? Oh yeah, that's right. You don't know anything. I forgot.